There's the green arrow. Let's get going. Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary. I am director of the Denver Guitar Orchestra, and I'm waiting to see if my screen starts here, and it did. Okay, perfect. I guess the minute that green thing starts, it goes. So I'm going to go post the link on our website. The website is denverguitarorchestra.com. And we are here Monday through Friday at this time slot, which is 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We play really 4 levels of guitar here, 3-ish here, and then 1 on our Thursday night groups. And I'll give you more details here in just a second. Let me get this updated. All right, so that will direct people here. And then I put our website onto the Twitter, https denverguitarorchestra.com, and then I click here and I put on our logo on there, and I click tweet, and we have tweeted, and so I should shut Twitter down and shut my email down. I got 20 emails overnight, Sunday night. What the heck? People, stop pressing send. All right, today we're going to be talking about Segovia Patterns again. We're going to do those every day from now on until I get good at them. I'm getting ready to go into do my audition videos for the local college here, and I want to be able to play them like nobody's business, and so I've been working on those almost exclusively. Me and Scales have never gotten along that well, so I'm going to be doing those every day. Then today we're doing song number 4. Is that right? Song number 4 out of book 1, which is Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Guys, it sounds like, oh gosh, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. What a silly little song. Everything in Row, Row, Row Your Boat is fingerstyle. It has every single element of fingerstyle play in it. It's a perfect opportunity for you to make sure you really understand where you're headed with this type of playing. So we'll be doing Row, Row, Row. I think it's a brilliant tune and a brilliant arrangement, and the whole thing just really, really works. Next thing we'll be playing out of book 2, Hokey Pokey, which is exactly what it says. It's hokey, but it gives us a chance to continue our investigation into C and G7, getting back and forth between those. Also, a little the reverse arpeggio pattern on that is important. The song itself is nothing, of course. 9 verses of "Are You Kidding Me?" Is it 9 or 10? 7 verses of "Are You Kidding Me?" And then finally today, we were going to do this last week, didn't get to it. Beautiful Dreamer, Stephen Foster tune, really, really nice piece of music, and we'll be doing that. Hopefully the first person into the room will let me know if the sound is good. The lag is pretty incredible, and so when I speak here, it appears to be about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds before I actually show up on your screen. So it's a little hard to have a chat, but I'm just watching myself and seeing when then this happens, and it's there it is. So that's it's a good 30 seconds between when I say something and when you hear something. So don't be shy about putting stuff in the chat, and whether or not it happens to line up with what we're doing in the moment is irrelevant. I will answer all those questions, or we can have those discussions on anything you like to talk about. Main thing I worry about is the sound okay. That's the only thing I can't check from here if it's working, and so when the concurrent viewers now seems to not be correct with this new software I'm using. So anyway, let's grab the Segovia Scales, and those are on my computer here somewhere. There they are. I call them patterns because once you learn the pattern, you can use this, for example, the C major scale can also be used for C sharp major. It could be used for D major, and the pattern would be identical. And so once you learn the C major pattern, you can apply it to other scales as well. This one, in fact, would actually go down to a B pattern as well. or I'm sorry, a B scale, the same pattern, you could drop it down to a B scale, and truthfully, even a B flat scale if you don't mind having an open note on there. And so, so when we call them patterns, you want to learn the pattern, and that will allow you to learn more than one scale on the guitar, Segovia style. Once I get through taping this one for the audition, then we will start talking about the A melodic minor, which goes all the way up to the 17th fret. It's pure insanity. You really should not be playing up there until your 8th or 9th year in serious classical guitar study, and if you're an electric guitar player, you're not here anyway. So that's those are the other people who play way up the neck. But let's grab the Segovia Patterns. I am going to use this guitar today since it's just been sitting over there for a while. This is my take out of the house guitar. Let's make sure we're tuned up properly. There we go. EADGBE, phrase it pays as Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. We are playing Segovia pattern, the C major pattern. Pauline is in this morning. Good morning, Harry. Sound and lighting is good. Sunny, 56 degrees now. It's going to be 68 in the Bay Area today. Isn't that amazing? It's like a summertime in California. Vic is in. Let's see. Sounds good. Row, row, row your boat is my favorite beginning song. It's my favorite beginning song, too. I absolutely think it is fabulous. Gives you all of the skills that you're going to be using for everything. And so we'll dig into that in just a minute. Glad you're here, Vic. Elizabeth is in. Good morning. Elizabeth is, I thought you had an appointment. Was it today, Elizabeth? I thought you had an appointment you were going to go to. Good to see you. All right, Segovia pattern. Remember, you're playing in second position and fifth position on this particular, on this one. And let me see. Here's something I did that was bad. I took my footstool back over to the shop. Or no, it's over there. So I don't have my footstool right now. So I'm standing on my toes. That's one of the downfalls of not having the contraption on here or a strap. All right, so it looks like let me put up this screen and then I can actually see where I'm showing. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, a couple of thoughts on the scales. You're playing in second position. When you hit the star at the second octave, you will slide to fifth position. On this hand, they recommend your thumb should be just kind of about where the hole is, a little bit ahead of the hole, but this index finger, you probably want it right about where the hole is at the bottom to get that classical guitar sound. 2 p.m. in 4. Okay, you're leaving it 12. All right. I thought I had that straight. Then Segovia wants you to do index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, index, middle, all the way up and then all the way back. And that's where I'm struggling the most. I've basically got the pattern memorized, but talking my fingers into alternating every other one, that's a little bit more challenging. Okay, and let's do rest stroke, which is when your finger comes up and touches the string above it. Okay, or you can also practice it as free stroke, where it doesn't touch the string above it. All of those are techniques that you will use, and so it's a good idea to practice them. So let's just do it one time through, index, middle, see if we can get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change position. Whoops. let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still not very clean. Let me see if I can do it one more time. From the top. 1, 2, ready, play. So I'm going to make as a list this week. This was the I am routine. Tomorrow, that's index and middle. Okay, I am. They have Spanish names, but that'll be close enough. Okay. Tomorrow, let's do middle and ring. Middle, ring. That's the harder of the two, I think. We'll do middle and ring tomorrow. So I am on Monday, M-O-N-D-A-Y. And then tomorrow, we'll do M-A or M-R in English. For Tuesday. Okay, so I am. And then not unimportantly, Segovia also wants you to go back. If you started with I am, then he wants you to go back and do am. And I don't think it matters to do it the other way until you've mastered it doing the first way, right? And again, you're just working on getting the feeling of that. I've come a long way in the last couple weeks on that. I got a long way to go, but we are getting, I at least got the pattern memorized, but I didn't do very well at the beginning here, but I think memorizing this pattern is the first thing, so you don't have to be looking at the sheet music. And then once you've got the pattern memorized, then you can stare at your left hand and you're really trying to feel your right hand. I have a tendency to not leap up and grab the next string when I'm going up. And I have a tendency, well, that's my main tendency, is not moving my fingers up far enough each time. So let's keep working on that. He promises if you spend 2 hours a day on scales, the rest of classical guitar is easy. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes a day on them from now on. All right, let's go grab some music. Let's go grab "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" out of Book 1. We celebrate this song quite a lot because it is the best song in Book 1. But more importantly, this song gets you into true fingerstyle play, and it's got every single thing in it that you're going to use. And so let's go through and play it all of those ways, and hopefully things are starting to make a little bit of sense to you. First of all, we're going to learn our D chord. Index finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, third string, 2nd fret. Middle finger is on the 1st string, 2nd fret, and then ring finger reaches out to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Okay, and on this one, if you play 5 strings, it's okay, but we really try to just play 4 strings. Okay. The A string here is okay, but it's not great. D string is better. Feels very solid that way. What you want to avoid is that E string up here. When you see electric guitar players reaching up over with their thumb, that's one of the things they're doing, is deadening that string so it's not sending bad information into the amplifier. If you just play well, you don't need to worry about that. Electric guitar does present a few unique situations where you might do that. I've also seen acoustic guitarists reach their thumb way up over here and actually fret this top string so that it becomes an F sharp there, which is in the D chord, and then you do that. It gives you a full D chord all the way up and down, although your root is now an F sharp, which isn't ideal by any stretch of the imagination. And certainly on a regular guitar, like on a classical guitar, it's just not possible really to reach your thumb up over the top. The neck is too wide. But on thinner guitars, like electric guitars, you might do that. And again, electric guitar is a different style of play where there are a few reasons to bring your thumb up over the top, and we don't encourage that around here. In fingerstyle play with acoustic guitar, you should never have to do that. Good morning, Evelyn. Glad you're in. All right, so let's go grab the D chord. Let's learn how to play that first, just one time through. 1, 2. Always in 6. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay, so there's that. Let's do thumbs. 2, 3, 4. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay. Other one is, since we're in 6, you've got a great arpeggio pattern waiting over here. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay, so you have a really nice opportunity to play D chord in lots of different ways, but the advanced way, the arpeggio way, you're always looking for those 6/8 songs because that gives you a chance to use just thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, and you got a 6-beat pattern just hanging out with your 4 fingers. It works out perfectly. All right, let's run through the melody real quick. This should be getting to be fairly standard issue for you. You've got 2s and 3s in the beginning and a 5 at measure 4, so you probably are going to want to play in second position. 2s, 3s, and your 5 are now all sitting right under your fingers. The challenge when you get to 10, okay, measure 5, you've got 10s, you're going to be flying down the fretboard, and this guitar has a dot at 9. When you get down here, you're going to want to cover both 10s with your index finger because that's going to play into Tough Uke here in just a second anyway. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2. Okay, just cover both of them with your index finger as if it's a mini bar. And then when you come back, you're going to race down. And you want to you don't want to have a pause between your 10s and your 2. So you want to take just a moment to double check. 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Let me do it again. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3. And that's what you're going to want to do. So there's no break in between the 10s and the 2s. And you're playing it all at whatever speed you're going to be playing at my speed, but when you're at home working on it on your own, just want to be mindful. Don't treat measure lines. This is what I did in piano forever, was measure lines were sort of a rest. Like, okay, I did that measure, now I got to think, and I'm going to do the next one. Those measure lines are just there to help you organize the beats. They're not designed at all to be an opportunity for you to rethink things. Okay? All right, let's grab the melody. 1, 2. One more time. Go. One of the things I find when I see something like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to hurry way up here and I'm going to have to hurry way back here. once you get comfortable with the motion, you find out you're having to hurry a whole lot less. You're needing to hurry a lot less than you think you're going to need to hurry. So it does not take that long to get down here and get on the right fret, as long as you know where you're going. And of course, if you're looking at the paper and thinking, "Oh wait, I'm supposed to be on 10 already," then you feel rushed. But once you know how the song is working, you go, "Okay, I hit that 5. Now I'm just going to gingerly move down here." So the more familiarity you have with the song, the less urgent that you feel like you're playing. And I think that's true when you watch all of the pros. They don't look like they're working that hard, and that's because they know everything about the song. They know every motion they're going to make. They've got their entire thing memorized, both physically, intellectually, and sonically. So the whole thing is just happening as a song rather than as a set of skills, and that's what will happen with this song as well. All right, let's talk about the tough acts. This is where things get beautiful. Okay, so far we have played it with chords, we have played it with arpeggios, we've played it melodically, and now we're going to put all that stuff together and we're going to play it with tough acts. And we're going to do practice with thumb and with claw here, just to get a sense which way would you end up playing it. If you're sitting by a canoe at a campground, why did you bring a guitar there? That's weird. But if you you see that on commercials all the time, where there's somebody who's like, hey, this guy, there's a campfire and there's some guy with a guitar, and you're probably thinking, everybody hates that guy. Everybody does. Why did that guy bring a guitar out into the woods? But I guess some people do. But if you're sitting by a canoe, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Everybody's having a great time, right? If you're a soloist, if you're at Carnegie Hall, it's row, row, row your boat gently down. Whoops. Row, row, row your boat. And that's when you're, or maybe that's when you're sitting around with little kids singing, right? You do that with pattern. Melody is when we play together. You're in a duet. One of you plays chords and another person plays melody. We should do more of that around here, by the way. And then tough uke is when you are actually at some church in Scotland with 50 of your favorite admirers who paid $150 to be there, and it includes dinner. That's when you do the tough acts line. Elizabeth says, yeah, when I'm up at the 10, when I got to go 10 and back to 2, I hold my breath. Oh God, here's the hard part. And then, yeah. I'm the same way. When I get into challenging places, I have a tendency not to breathe as regularly as I should. That causes tension, and that reduces your ability to play. So we work on not doing that, but yeah, that's exactly what happens. All right, let's go through. Let's do thumb down first. Okay, remember you're trying to play from string 4 down, and throughout the entire piece, that's all I've arranged it for. Okay, so 0, 2, 3, thumb. You're just holding the D chord. All the notes are already held down. Okay, and 3 times. Lift your middle finger up to get the 0. Put it right back down to get your full D chord. Okay, and then again, middle finger up, back down, pinky down to get this 3, and then push it forward to get the 5. Okay, and then you have 2 extra notes, the 3 and the 2. Those are decorated arpeggios. Those are actually part of the arpeggio that we are playing here, but they're just decoration notes. They come right out of the chord. You don't need to change anything. The thing that's challenging here, D chord with your pinky up here. You see, I'm on a full-size guitar, and I basically have full-size hands, except my pinkies are a little bit short, and I'm barely reaching it, right? So this is a challenging hold. If that's not going to work for you right now, okay, long term, I would love for it to work. If that pattern there isn't going to work, the next choice is lose the ring finger, move the middle finger over there, and now you have a little bit more room. So index, middle, and pinky. That's the other possibility. You're on the 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. So you're still holding a G chord, but you've gotten the ring finger out of the way, so it's a little easier to reach your pinky all the way up there. The reason I don't really want you to do this shape is so often in music, after we do this one, the very next melody note is going to be this B note. And so if you can hold the D chord and have your pinky up there on 5, it's much better. It's much better. My pinky gets tired of doing this a lot, and I'm putting a little bit extra pressure on it as opposed to the other fingers because it's so far back in the fret. I'm having to press it down just a little bit harder than the others. But this is really what you want to do. If you can't do this at all, there's two things. One, are your hands just preventing you and you just need more time. Or two, is your guitar too big? This is a full-size guitar. I have full-size hands except for my pinky, and it pulls up short. So I would probably be better off with a 7/8 size guitar, or parlor size guitar, so that I can actually get my pinky a little further up into that fret. Okay, so that's what's going on at 0, 2, 3, 5. Here's your choice, right? And then your ring's doing nothing. And then, of course, if you can't if none of that's going to work, then just make sure you hit the 5. Okay, and then come back to your rest of your song. But you really do want to get those. That's the purpose of playing this style, is to get chords and melody at the same time. Now here's where things change. This is the same chord. It's also a D chord, but it's a completely different shape. So it feels like a different type of different chord. And this is where fingerstyle comes in. You're going to have one chord and then another chord. Those shapes determine what melody notes you can get to when they're surrounding it. So if I come up here and I put on, as you see at the upper left-hand corner of the paper, the alternate D chord. That's this one down here. Little bar covering 10 and 10. Middle finger up here on 11. Ring finger up here on 12. Okay? So let me put that up there. That's really what you're looking at. 10, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Strings 1 and 2, strings 3, and strings 4. Notice my strings 5 and 6, I'm not even touching them. I'm going to avoid them when I play this. Okay. If I happen to hit the A string, it'll be fine. Okay. It's a cool sounding chord. That's the chord you're really playing. This is a D chord. It's just way up the neck. And we have to use this D chord because there's no way to reach these melody notes and hold our regular D chord down here. So that's why we use this fancy D chord. Okay. And then when you come down here, let's do with thumbs, 10, 10, 10. And then 11 tens on the third and second string. Okay, when you do that, now the minute you hit that last note, you got to be all the way down at the regular D chord, right? So don't fall asleep on this. 10, 10, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, D chord. And then you don't need to change anything. It's just 0, 2, 3 after that. Here's where that pinky shows up again. Pull it back to the 3. Let it go. Middle finger up. And then 0, 2, 3. And a little bit of arpeggio notes in there. Bum, bum. Alright, so now, first time through this, we'll play it with the thumb, just like we just taught. Then the second time through, switch to your claw position. You'll probably, for some of you, it's easier. For some of you, it's more difficult. Doesn't matter. We just want to have two different possible sounds. And then usually with music, I would say that, and in practice, you try it all the different ways. You try it with claw, you try it with thumb, try it with index finger, try all the different things. Then you kind of pick the ones that are the best. Then you show up to rehearsal, and if you're hanging out with somebody else, then you kind of agree on which sounds best, and they'll have their ideas, you'll have your ideas. You have a melding of the minds to where you sound the best. On the other hand, if you are going to be playing a solo piece for somebody, then you already know. You show up and you have made your decisions about which way makes it sound the best. And, hopefully, ideally, you'll end up playing lots of both. You'll end up playing a lot of solo stuff, but you'll also work to find opportunities to play with other guitars. That's what you do here every day, right? You play with me, for better or for worse. I'm playing solo every day. You're playing a duet every day. You're going to get to be a better player than I am. All right, here we go. From the top, thumb first and then claw second. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 2-beat counting. 1, 2. I'm playing the 11s. Let me go back. Let's start from the top. I have to make this dot go away. What am I going to do to make that dot? Do I have a Sharpie? Hold on. Do I have a Sharpie in here? I don't. I have only... Alright. I have to make this dot disappear. I keep thinking it's a different dot. From the top. 1, 2. Slow it down at the end. Obviously, when you go on this case, make sure that you understand your repeats. The first 2 times you play the song, you go into measure 8, and then the third time you play into measure 9. That's what the brackets above the repeats, measures 8 and 9, tell you to do. 1 and 2 there, and 9 goes in there. By the way, the lyrics on the second verse are terrible, and I'm going to have to go through and fix those and clean those up. They don't make any sense. Do not stand up or you'll rock our boat, oh my. No, that's not how it goes at all. So I'll have to fix the second lyric. I don't know what I was thinking when I put those on there. But the third one's good. I wrote the third ones, and the third one's good. I help you memorize your E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay. One last time. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to play the melody. You are going to play the chords. Here we go. Just chords. 1, 2. Sound pretty cool at your house. Nice little duet. Now let's do the opposite. I'll play the chords. You play the melody. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Let's do it again. 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. When you're playing it as a duet, a lot challenging, right? A lot more challenging, a lot more fun too, right? You have this urgency to get it right, and I think the interesting part about when you're playing chords is we want to help out. We want to do more. We want to strum with the pace of the melody. We want to do more, but really, your melody player does not want you to do that. They want 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if it's a singer or a melody player, they just need you to be consistent. Hold that beat steady through the whole thing. Don't help out with the music. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Chord players, that's one of the harder things to learn, is that you don't need to do the whole job. You're just the drummer, which is not an unimportant job, but you don't want to be pushing that too far. All right, heavy duty on Row, Row, Row Your Boat on Mondays. Rest of the week will be fairly light. Guys, if you'll remind me, we do need to play more duets that way, and I think it's helpful. Let's go grab Hokey Pokey. Okay. Hokey Pokey is another opportunity to practice your C chord. Going to G7 and back to C. Back to C, G7. Back to C. Back to G7. This is an unpleasant little chord pair. And you'll see see, most folk players get pretty good at this. So they'll get pretty good at that pairing because there's not a ton of motion. They're sort of lined up. It does feel very stretched out and weird to me, but you'll see this one a lot. And the main reason is that when you go, the companion, the third chord that doesn't show up in this chord is an F chord, and you can take then from your C and just drop these two fingers and lay your index finger flat, and you have a nice F chord sitting there. So then you have C, F, G, C, F, G7, and C, and then you sound absolutely like you're Bob Dylan. So those are your chords. Let's run through it a few times. Got lots of opportunity to get it right. 3 C chords, 4 G7s, and then a fourth C. So your idea is don't fall asleep on the chord you're on. Be ready to make your change. You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. You put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Okay, so there's nothing there, but there's nothing to the song. But it is C chord, G7, and back. Okay, really important chord pairing overall, especially if you're a singer. And guitarists we don't write in C chord unless in the key of C unless we have to for some reason. All right, melody, nothing to the melody here. 1s and 2s. Let's go ahead and play through it one time. 1s, 2s, and 3s. First position, 1, 2s, 3s. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. And notice I got to turn my foot pedal on. I was just realizing I got it all to the page turn and realized, uh-oh, I don't have my foot pedal going. One thing I was doing there is swinging it just a little bit. What's written is you put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. That's what's written, but we know that's not how the song really goes. You can put a little bit of cool into it. You put your right hand in, swing it just a little bit, not a lot. You make the leading note a little bit longer and the second note a little bit shorter. And also on that, when you do have eighth notes, you probably play them a tiny bit louder to give them a little bit more emphasis. Right, so use the guitar's ability to create soft and quiet to your advantage, and that's definitely up to your preference. Sometimes it's fun to play it that way. Sometimes it sounds stupid, but try it those ways. Give it a little bit of heavier play when you get to the eighth notes, and you end up a little louder and a little bit swung, and you'll end up with a lot better song by doing that. All right, finally on Hokey Pokey, let's play through the tough acts. We'll take our time. We'll walk through it, make sure there's nothing here that's too scary. Before we do that, notice that on the arpeggios down there, these are backward arpeggios. Normally I like to write them as thumb, index, middle, ring. You put your right hand hand in, you put your right hand. Now Donna's walking into the middle of Hokey Pokey, right? You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out. Okay, so that's our regular arpeggio that we do thumb, index, middle, ring. But this one's written backward. Ring, middle, index, thumb. Ring, middle, index, thumb. You get away with that in the key of C because you're playing a C note here and a C note here. So you can do it either way. And so that sounds a little bit different. And try it. Ready, play. You put your right hand in. You put your right hand out. You put your right hand in. And you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now, I don't think it sounds better. If I were doing this for real, I definitely would do my regular arpeggio, but it's one other thing you want to practice, right? Thumb, instead of thumb, index, middle, ring, practicing ring, middle, index, thumb. And gives you another way to bring arpeggios into this and make it sound kind of cool. Thank you, Donna. she filled up the humidifier. There's 16% humidity in here. I let it go dry over the night. Kind of fun. Sounds pretty a little bit. Maybe not on this song. Okay, let's run through the tough acts. Make sure we're okay on that. 0, 2, 0. C chord. Strum 4. Hit the 1. Strum again. You're already holding the 0. Middle finger, C chord. Middle finger here. C chord again. Middle finger. Then we switch to the open G chord, nothing on the bottom. Leave your ring finger available to play the 3rd string in this case. Normally, we're used to putting this ring finger sometimes on string 1 or string 2. This song requires you to put it on the 3 of the 3rd string, which is unusual. Then let's keep going. You to the hokey pokey. Now you have this 2, and it's not convenient no matter what you're going to do. So I would probably just drop my index finger and you put your G chord back on. Turn. 2, 4 strings. And then you got that inconvenient 2 again. And then just go grab your C chord. And you notice you've got a little rest there. That's what it's all about. 2, 3. You put your left hand in, right? And so you wanna honor that little rest there. It should be a moment where the song completely stops. That's what it's all about. Bong, bong, bong. You put your left foot in. So take advantage of having that little bit of a pause there for a moment. Here we go. One last time through. We'll do the second ending this time. Ready? 1, 2. Arpeggio pattern there in measure 9. If you're plucking it, it makes a lot more sense, right? And just a bunch of extra notes in there to fill up that space, keep those 8th notes rolling through. All right, greatest song ever written, right? And try to turn it into something because it's a long way from the greatest song ever written. All right, now let's go on to a much better song. Let's go grab Beautiful Dreamer. All right, and I'm going to double check which one I gave you guys because I still have in the book my old 9/8 version, which is too hard to read. I think you guys have you guys have the 3/8 version, which is the one you want to have. All right, good. So if you are looking at the one in the book, yours is in 9/8. I rewrote it for the website in 3/8, and it's dated March 23rd, 2020. Fixed that last year, right at the beginning of the pandemic, it looks like. And so the one on the website makes a lot more sense than the one in the book. So if you ended up with the book. All right. With this one, this is a beautiful tune, right? And so I'm just going to play the tough axe, but you might want to just play along with the melody the first time through. The tough axe is all very straightforward. Stephen Foster was not a cutting edge. He did not do cutting edge stuff. He did exactly what you'd expect, and so his music is relatively playable, and this is actually pretty beautiful overall, I'd say. So let's do the intro first, and just talk about anything that's weird. You're going to grab your A chord bar, and a 4. I started to grab my ring finger and realized that's not going to happen. So probably just play with the pinky through that first measure. Change to a regular A, and then a full A, or partial A, sorry. Lift up your middle finger and ring finger here. Lift up your ring finger and your index finger is what I meant to say. Grab the 3. D chord. Okay, a little arpeggio pattern in there. An E chord. Here's where row your boat came into play. Got a 10. 9 9 7 6 7 2 4. Sliding into the A chord here. Probably when I rewrite this, I'll make this shorter. 2 3 2 3 2 3. I'll probably just make it a 3-beat note, 3-beat, one measure with 3 beats, and I will probably just put a fermata over that. 2, and let it go for a while, and then here you go into measure 13. That's just the same as the intro. E chord. E chord, add your pinky. O3. Play, strum it again. Hit the 2. A chord. And again, I probably would just make this a fermata in the future versions of this. But it is 9 beats there. It's a lot. And then you're supposed to go back to 13 and play that a second time. Okay, let's go on to 25. Grab your A chord, pinky, E chord, pinky, a little bar here, O to A chord. Okay, now you got a bar chord with your pinky on 5, 4 5, D chord. Let it ring, and then go up to your 7s, foot bar on 7. Hit the 5. On your way down, your pinky lingers on 4 and grabs the rest of the 2s. And then a nice A chord. Okay, again. I have gotten where I'm eliminating ties in tough axe. I'm just getting rid of them all. And this says hold the 0 and then play the other ones, which you could do. But that's not how you're probably really going to play. You're probably going to play it as a nice big strum and then a second great big strum. And then go to the next measure. You got a bar on 2, pinky on 5. A chord. D run. Okay, again. E chord. E chord with your pinky. A chord. Okay, and then that's 3 beats. Again, way too many. What I would do at 48, then you're supposed to go back to all the way back to measure 13, and you do that little section 13 through 24 two times. So in other words, you're going to do both of those verses, and then you're going to play through what we just finished up there. The words are slightly different, 25 through 48 again, and then that's the song, right? And so on Friday we'll play it as written, which will feel like 4 times through is what it ends up feeling like. When you get to 49, you've got your E chord, and then you see writ. I mean, up right underneath the first note in measure 49, it says RIT. That means slow it down here. Regular A there. I think I'm probably going to ultimately leave the bar on, because then you get the high A on there. So probably a few things I would change about that arrangement that I did back in March, but for the most part, I think the thing to hear is, boy, this song is pretty. So let's play it one time through, top to bottom. Oh no, it's already 10:53. I gotta cut you guys loose. Before you put your guitar down, play it one time through, all the way top to bottom, in whatever manner that you're feeling it. The melody is gorgeous on this thing, and the chords really are not out of control difficult, and so it's a perfect level 3 song where you got a song really worth playing, really worth knowing, that's not level 4 hard. It's not all these wacko chords everywhere. You got 3 chords, A, D, and E, which are 3 of our level 1 guitar chords. There's not even any 7th chords in this. It's designed just to be flowy and beautiful and really, really nice. So sorry we ran out of time. If I talk a little less tomorrow, we may be able to squish in playing it tomorrow. So Mondays I always end up a long time on level 1. So here's your Beautiful Dreamer. That's probably the best song we will play this week. Tomorrow we got Brahms Lullaby, Hush Little Baby. Day after that, Itsy Bitsy Spider, and Colorado Trail is a pretty good song. And then on Thursday, La Cucaracha. I went ahead and added in Andante in G by Carulli from last week onto Thursday and Friday. So let's don't forget that in your daily practice to spend a little bit of time on the Andante in G. So we will play that again on Thursday and Friday. That's one of those world-class songs that it'd be really nice to have under your belt. So hopefully today made some sense. Hopefully I said something that was worth listening to. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see all of you tomorrow, or some of you later in the day for some of the other classes. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It's fun. This gives me a really solid reason to wake up in the morning. That's harder and harder to find these days, and I'm absolutely loving working on all these songs. I may try to put up a slightly revised version of Beautiful Dreamer. I think we can do better than the one that you even have, which will be revision number 3. But let's see if I have time tonight to work on that. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Good to see all of you. Take care, and I will see you later today. Vic, thanks for being here. Pauline, Yeah, Beautiful Dreamer's legit, really. Nancy, good to see you. Elizabeth said, I like the 3 held chords. Oh, you like the 3 held chords. Okay, once the tempo is faster, they will make sense. With the singer, it would be faster, too. That's true. That's a good point, Elizabeth. That's a good point. Yeah, I tend to play super slow on these broadcasts, and then you're like, why are we holding this note for so long? That's a good point. All right, I'll buy in. All right. Thanks, Elizabeth. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to pull the stream, and I